Vinicius Jr.'s been going through this all year, and they haven't protected him. By the way, nothing happened against Man City. Nothing happened against Chelsea. Nothing happened against Liverpool when he played against Trent, when he played against Walker, no situations happen in any of these games. They only happen in La Liga. For me, Valencia fans and Valencia should play behind closed doors for at least 3 games. And that is what should happen. You know, you see so many teams around Europe getting fined for having flares in their stadium. How do you get fined for having flares in your stadium, but you're not getting fined when videos are leaking of them saying terrible things about Vinicius Jr.? I don't even want to repeat what they were calling him. 100% I back Vinicius Jr. here, and I'm going to tell you why. It doesn't matter what Vinicius Jr. was saying to me. It doesn't matter how Vinicius Jr. was acting on the field. Vinicius Jr. could be the biggest absolute ass person, okay? He could be a terrible human being, right? But at the end of the day, you shouldn't be abused racially because of your skin color just because you're an ass. There's other ways to get a person, okay? Turning to that is not good. I hope La Liga does something, because what's going to end up happening is players like Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Dembele, Rudiger, the list goes on, are not going to want to play in La Liga.
As a black player put in that situation, where the onus put on you not to react, what statement does that send to you as a person of colour?
It's degrading, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? He celebrated a goal like he does every single week. He's been racially abused in the crowd. And the referee, I know what Christina's saying in terms of it's not on the referees, but he could have dealt with that situation. How can you give someone a yellow card? He obviously heard what was happening in the crowd, and he decided to send him off as well. This is for me what I don't understand. And then for the Italian FA or whoever it is dealing with over there to upheld the yellow card as well, what sort of message is that sending out? It's almost like the condoning the situation, like, because it's not happening to me, I'll pass it on to someone, and then to pass it on and to the crowd to be banned for 1 week. What sort of message is that sending out as well? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm sick and tired, honest to God. Like, all through your life, you go through this nonsense, and you're always having to talk about this. But until real change is implemented, we're going to be talking about the same things over and over and over, and it's tiring. Do you know what I mean? We come to play football and enjoy ourselves, but we're having to deal with this constantly. Thierry mentioned a thing that he had, 20 years ago? And what happens? You get slapped on the wrist, and what happens? Okay, we can do that. It's not going to change unless real change is made.
I go back. Why is he not on the referee? I don't understand. He made a mistake. But they validated his mistake after. Why? Because they have to back him up?
Just the latest in a long-running series of episodes concerning racial abuse towards players. It's such a big subject that we wanted to make sure that we gave it proper time to talk about, and took some time now in the post-game to talk about. It's something that we just keep on seeing kind of again and again, and obviously we've got 2 black men in the studio who played in Italy and played in the Italian league. I guess just let's start there with your experiences of racial abuse, whether it's in football or in Italy specifically.
It's everywhere. It has been everywhere. It always have been, and it looks like it always will be. Now, is it the old stadium? It wasn't the old stadium. So you can't say that it was the old stadium, but it still happens. And I go back to common sense again. That's not common sense. You can't have common sense on what the guy has been hearing, and he just shushes the crowd, and he gets a yellow, really, because of that. I go back again, and I hope we still have the referee there to talk to us about common sense and why common sense will not come into place there if you have a bit of empathy. And if you know what empathy means, look at it in a dictionary to know what it means. If you see a guy is getting abused and he just stands in front of someone in a stoic way, stoic manner, being cocky and arrogant, yes, and shushing the crowd, yes. And what? He did it tonight. Did he get a yellow? No, just because there wasn't a crowd being up, some people having a go at him. It's the same celebration. Yes, I know he looked like, or whatever he looks like, and he not shush the crowd. That's the very least he could have done. I would have done worse than him. If I'm getting abused on the field, I go back to common sense again. And the Italian Federation keeps the yellow. And we're talking about common sense. Wow. Seriously.
But why did they keep the yellow?
I don't actually know. All I can say to you, you suffered of it, I
know.
suffered of it. And I have to say, it's not only in Italy, I suffered of it everywhere. Everywhere. And every time it was your reaction that was getting punished. Well, this time, yes, a section of the Juve crowd or stadium will be sanctioned.
Yeah, for one game.
But I've had enough of looking at no to racism on shirt. I've had enough of that lousy picture at the beginning of the game when we all come and we focus on what's on the field. Can we focus on some other places and see what we can do properly about this? And the guy, I go back, took a yellow card for it. Please, let's stop.
Various different locations, different stadiums in La Liga, he's been getting this type of treatment. Monkey chants, racist behaviour, it's just been a joke. I'm sitting there watching this young superstar, this young black guy playing the game that he loves in another country, bringing joy to millions of people around the world. Listen, I'm angry, let alone, can you imagine being his mum and his dad? We need to come together, even the players from past, and have a unified approach at this. The only way that people are going to listen is if players just step away from games and say, listen, this weekend we ain't playing. Until your rules and regulations are bang in place, there's games that are going to be missed in the calendar.